Hey everybody, Horacio Jones here from CinemaViva. Thank you for joining me on another CinemaViva Quick Tech Tips. Today, what are we doing? Well, I've had this idea for a while. I have a client, high-profile client, that needs to do SRT back to their studio in New York with 3 cameras. So I've decided to make the ultimate web presenter rolling rig case. And as you see, I have 3 web presenters. We got a Teranex to mount the web presenters onto, Teranex rack mount. We've got the CyberPower battery and surge protector, which can have battery power for 4 inputs and surge protection for 2 more. And this badass rolling SKB case. Ta-da, 4U rack case. It is heavy, and this is super heavy. And I've got some cables here, some electrical cables and Ethernet cables. The only thing I'm missing is the network switch that we're also going to put in here, a rack mount network switch, which is coming tomorrow. But we'll get as much done as possible. Got my trusty DeWalt right here, ready to go. Hopefully that's all I need, but just in case, I also have my beautiful toolkit from IKEA. All right, well, let's get started. What should we do first? I guess the first thing to do is figure out where we're going to put these components. Let's open up this rack and see. Okay, let's take a look at this Studio Flyer by SKB. It's got a compartment up top for the laptop, which is super cool. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, laptop would go right in here. And you can take this off like that. So let's go and take it off, so I'm not going to use it right now. And then these just pop off like that. There's one. Another one in the back here. Okay, so there we go. 4 U's. Screws are already in there. All right, so I'm thinking that this should go at the top. Yeah, like that. Or could it go at the bottom? What if we put it at the bottom? Just feels like it should go at the top, like the power should go at the top. So let's try that, and then we'll put these on the bottom. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Those at the bottom. The rack up top. And then underneath the rack, we'll put the network switch. And then there'll be one space to be able to get your hands into to disconnect and reconnect things. Looks pretty shallow, so you should be able to get right in there and plug and unplug SDI cables as needed. But I think the next step should be to put the web presenters on the Teranex shelf. What do we have here? We got little screws, cool. And then pop outs, placeholders, yes. 2 placeholders. I'm not sure what this is. Set it aside for now. Okay, so this will go like this. See the HD one here. Number 2, number 1. Cool. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like there's 8 little screws and 2 plastic screws. Let's try not to lose those. Great. Okay, let's just do one at a time. Starting with number 1 here. So there's really only one hole. I don't know if you can get it there. No, 2 holes. Okay, 2 holes. 1 in here. 1 in here. And I guess that's what this little trusty IKEA toolkit will be for. DeWalt might be too much power. IKEA. All right, first one's going in. I like it, it's easy. Okay, next one. All right, I love it, quick and painless. Solid, good. Okay, and I better save these extra screws. You never know when they'll come in handy. Okay, now that that's done, let's move over to the power source here. We have to put rack ears here, I think that's what they're called, which are in this box. 1, 2, and hopefully some screws. There we go. CyberPower, made in Philippines. I'll show you the back here too. You've got 4 outlets that have battery plus surge and 2 outlets that are just surge only. You got the network, USB for setting things with your computer. I don't think we'll need to do that, and a reset button. So let's install these rack ears. Hopefully it's not too complicated. Get some screws out. Okay, and the installation here. See, it just aligns up with the 4 holes, very easy. Try not to lose these screws. I did not give you any extras. Going one by one. Alrighty, so there it is. It's ready to go in the SKB rack. Okay, so now to put this in the rack, I think I'll put it in the top slot here. Turn it over like this. It's really heavy. It's like 20 pounds. Ugh. Drop that in there. Okay, I gotta put this through there. And set this to unscrew what's already in here. Slide it on in there. All right, now we reverse it. Put it back in, just kind of hand tighten them to begin with. This one's a little tricky. I'm gonna get this started the normal way. I don't want to accidentally cross thread, so let's get it in there. Looks like a solid little case. All right, I'll finish it off. this. And voila. There we go. How's that look? CyberPower. Oh, now it's official. And I charged this up last night. It's alive. Ha, ha. It does make a little noise. I have to figure out how to turn off the beepings. Don't want that to happen during the shoot. All right, it's fairly easy. Now, let's see. I'm gonna put these right here. Let's do it. Slip these suckers in there. Web presenters. All right, great. We've got the web presenter and the power supply in there. Now we're just missing the network switch, which I'll get to tomorrow. In the meantime, let's wire it all up. I'm gonna plug this sucker in. It's got a really long cable, so that's great. Let's plug in the power cables. I've got a couple of 2-footers and a couple of 1-footers. Let's see what that's like. Turn this around. So I'll use the 1-footers for the ones closest to it. Hopefully it's long enough. Yeah. Will this laptop fit up here? Okay, this is all Velcro. So let's adjust the Velcro to fit the laptop. I think this MacBook Air is more than enough to get the job done. I like this rack because it has these little compartments here that you can store cables in. So let's keep that there. And the web presenter also powers the laptop. Great. Do I have web presenter installed on this one? Let's see. There it is. Okay. Okay, well, that's all for this part. I think that's all I can do until the next component arrives tomorrow. Stand by. We'll be back. Hey, it's the next day, and I'm excited because I just received this Linksys 24-port network switch with 12 power over Ethernet ports. This is probably overkill for this setup with 24 ports, but I mean, there's not much to choose from in terms of rack mount network switches. Costs about 250 bucks. Let's check it out. This is the final component. Quick install guide. Okay. Power cord. All right, the rack mount. Okay, it's not too heavy. The ports are in the front. So let's see, I'm gonna put it here. How's that gonna look? Could put it there. Or maybe it's better in the back so you don't see the ports. What would that be like? Way back there. Let's see. What if we put the ports back here? And the cables are all in the way. No, there's only one place to put it. And I think it's right underneath there. I think that's the only way I can go. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so first to install these, like everything else, it has screws. So let's put this on like that, get one started here. There it goes. Okay, I saw it. I got this side. Better with my right hand. And there we go. It's ready to mount in there. I just need to take out these two screws. Let's put this sucker in there. Let's do the top ones first. Finish it off by hand tightening with the screwdriver. Once again, you can't get too tight with these like rubber washers that they have there. It's kind of odd. I think I prefer metal. Okay, boom, there it is. I'm gonna use the short power cord. Keep everything nice and neat back there. Let's turn it on, see what happens. Like it. All right, let's get rid of all these extra parts. Put them back in the box. Quick install guide. You plug it in and you connect stuff to it. 1, 2, 3. Simple, cool. I've got these 2-foot Cat6 cables. Hopefully they'll be long enough. Now that it's connected, I can clearly hear the fan. So you want to kind of keep this away from the production for sure. Probably at least 10, maybe 20 feet. That's a bummer. Okay, let's turn this around and connect the Ethernet cables. So here we go. We'll start with one over here. 2 and 3. And then I'm just going to connect them into the switch. So let's take one. So we don't get confused, plug them in there. Eventually I should label these. 1 into 1. So it looks like it is important to have a empty shelf here so the cables can get through. And the computer also needs to be plugged in, so let's take care of that. These Belkin USB-C to Ethernet connectors are good because they also have another port for power. Let's put that there. We run a 4th cable down here. for the computer. Let's see. There we go. The fourth cable for the computer. Let's put it in 4. Great. All right, so how are we doing on the load and stuff here? 118 input. Output 19%. Great. Here's the Ethernet cable coming from downstairs directly out of the router. I don't know, I'll put it in 24, see what happens. Something lit on. Let's see. We have all the web presenters. All the web presenters show up because they're all connected to Ethernet. Great. And you can control each one. Now let's see if we're getting internet here. Go, speed test, go. So 93 down and 93 up. Huh. I'm not sure if that is a function of this switch or let's bypass the switch and see what happens. Could be this adapter is also slow. Let's see. Try it again here. There we go. That's normal. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it should be. So bypassing the switch and going directly into the computer, it's almost a gigabyte down and 1.1432 up. So that's what I'm used to. And as you can see, this switch clearly says 1 gig up, unmanaged switch. All right, let's try connecting a different cable into the laptop. This cable has a broken connector. But let's see if that makes a difference. Aha! It is a cable. These cables suck. Wow. Cable matters. Okay, so that must be the solution. Don't buy these cable matters. So now that we know that not all cables are made equally, I'm going to remove all these cables and replace them, test them with other cables that I have around the house. But the only way to test is to plug the cable into the computer and then into the switch and run that speed test. Let's see if the yellow cable works. All right, yellow cable, good. All right, I've tested all the cables, replaced all the cables. We are good to go. Let's pack it up and see how it feels. And hopefully all this will just fit. It goes like this. That's good. Close that up. Let's turn around and show you what the back looks like now. Okay, there's some cable management that could go on. I'll do that next time, but let's see how this packs up. So the top goes on like this. Hold that shut for a second. Oops. Yes. All right, relatively pain-free. I bet it's heavy. Oh, that's gonna be a good 50, 60 pounds. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's have this handle that comes out. That's great. Cool. All right, let's unpack it again. This should make setup a lot faster for our gigs, especially the computer already built in. All right. So again, I like that there's plenty of cord for the power unit. Turn this on. Computer, found 3 web presenters. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's awesome. And let's check this out. What does it say about remaining time? It's 19%. It's only using 19%. Battery's 100% charged. 54-minute run time. Okay, so it's estimating 54 minutes if the power cord gets pulled. That's how much time you'll have to fix a problem. Most of our streams are actually 30 minutes to an hour, so this is perfect. Let's see what else we can do with this. I've got my ATEM Extreme SDI ISO, and we're going to connect it to the switch. It's already connected to the laptop. Open up ATEM software control. No switcher connected. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. All right. So now we have control of the switcher, and we have control of the web presenters. And since this is connected via USB-C to the switcher, we can also choose what we want to see on the webcam output. For now, we'll just do multi-view since there's no camera connected. And we can see that in QuickTime Player. Just got to go to open QuickTime Player. I'm just going to search for it. QuickTime Player. And do file. New movie recording. We're doing Blackmagic Design. Boom, there it is. All right. So you can use this as a monitor too. That's great. There's no cameras connected though, so let's try to connect the camera over PoE. Here's the only camera I have that connects over PoE, the 6K Studio Pro. See right there, it's got the Ethernet port. Let's just see what happens. Let's see if we can get power with one of these cables. Looks like a good strong cable. Make sure we plug it into the PoE side of things. Plug into the Ethernet switch. All right. Moment of truth. What happens if I flip that switch on? No power. I assumed if it was going to work, these lights would start blinking. All right, so power over Ethernet didn't work for me. Not sure why, I'll have to research that. But I did plug it into the back and connected it to the switcher, so you can see that you do get pretty instant monitoring abilities on the laptop. So there you go, you just need a camera, the switcher, in this case. And I also found this Wi-Fi 6 access point. It's a travel one. by GLNet. I think this is about 120 bucks when I bought it. But yeah, I may put that in later just so we can wirelessly connect laptops and things. So a little Googling brought me the answer. This switch only powers up to 30 watts and this camera needs 36 watts. And they recommend actually using the Blackmagic Studio converter. So I don't think it's gonna work. Not enough power going into here. I don't know if I have anything else that's PoE, but maybe in the future, who knows? This thing's future-proof. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I'm Horacio Jones with CinemaViva. I really like this box. Can't wait to put it into action. We've got a gig coming up in a couple of weeks, and we're gonna test before that. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Cheers.